Too much monkey business. Too much monkey business. Too much monkey business for me to be involved in. Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. Sorry about that. Let's get on with the show. Greetings. I am Skeletor, and welcome back to SkeleTalk, the series where I answer your questions. It's the internet's best kept secret. Right, we start with 2 questions from Cat. Question 1. How often do you sneeze per week? Excellent question. I sneeze between 6 and 8 times a week, and I enjoy this very much. I wish I could sneeze all day, as I find this more exhilarating than a heavy poo. My sneezes always arrive in pairs, and the second sneeze is the most satisfying. My sneezes are, without exception, dramatic, because I like to do things properly. After I have completed the sneezing, I cannot blow my nose, because I do not have a nose. And question 2. If we don't have minions, who should we share your videos with? Fuck nose. I'm not calling you a fuck nose. I'm expressing uncertainty at your question. Perhaps you could share the channel with random strangers on Twitter, or some shit like that. Thanks for the questions, Cat. Seth asks, who framed Roger Rabbit? Well, Seth, it is commonly believed that Judge Doom was responsible for this, but it was in fact a double framing. Judge Doom was in fact framed by then unknowns Billy Warlock and Erica Eleniak prior to their starring roles in Baywatch. Thanks for the question, Seth. Zero Masters has sent me this nonsense. I'll let you read it for yourself, because I cannot read gobbledygook. I'll give you a moment to take it in. Go on. There we are. Right. If anyone out there understands any part of this, do let me know. Actually, don't bother. I think I don't give even the slightest portion of a shit. 01 Masters, I gave you the chance to redeem yourself, and you blew it. Congratulations, you are now 1 step away from the ninny list. Andrew asks, have you ever thought about the half cape? I think it would really work for you. That's a great suggestion, Andrew. I shall visit my tailor and have him craft me a garment of flappy intimidation. Give me a week or 2. Thank you for your excellent idea. Weapon Zero writes, I noticed the eyes of Snake Mountain always have a beautiful gleam to them. What do your minions clean the glass with, or is it a magical effect? Good question. Webstore cleans them using the old-school method of white vinegar mixed with water and crumpled up newspaper to polish them. This ensures a wonderful streak-free finish. Thanks, Weapon. Now you know. Knowing is half the battle. Fuck off, Whiplash. Yes, Skeletor. Mike Ciccone writes, in Arthur's theme, Christopher Cross suggests that if one were caught at the point of gravitational equilibrium between the moon and New York City, the best that you can do, best that you can do, best that you can do is fall in love. Could you describe some less than best case scenarios for this unlikely occurrence? Yes, I think that the situation would be much more challenging if one was at the time trying to manage the behaviour of a recalcitrant horse. Mind you, any scenario would be complicated in the company of a naughty horse, particularly if one was suspended in the atmosphere with the boisterous animal. Thanks for the question, Mike. Retro Toy Guy Sai has a couple of questions. Number 1, doggy, spoon, or reverse cowgirl? Which sexual position is best to switch to when you feel the urge to check your socials? Definitely doggy. In this position, you can rest your phone on your partner's back while scrolling through your news feeds. This also leaves a free hand which can be used to smack your partner's ass or hold a snack, such as a falafel sandwich or a banana. And question 2. Which Care Bear would you choose to kiss, marry, and eventually murder and bury in the back garden? Well, I would do this to all of them, one after the other, until they were all gone. Thanks for the question, Simon. Jason Raphael Murdoch has 2 questions. Number 1, banana cream, cherry or key lime? Which pie flavour tastes best before hitting Beastman in the face with one? Well, Jason, I would never waste any kind of pie in this manner. This would be tantamount to giving away free pie, and I am not in the business of doing that. This also applies to cakes and puddings. I would, however, consider hitting him in the face with a bowl of hot carrot and coriander soup. And question 2. Dream Theater, Threshold or Fate's Warning? Which prog metal band do you prefer? Well, I suppose I would have to say Dream Theater, although personally I think all 3 bands are ruined by weak and flimsy vocals which spoil the accomplished musicianship. My favourite prog metal bands are Opeth and Between the Buried and Me. Thanks for the questions, Jason. Dan Ciccone asks, why not cover your arms and legs with armour too? Well, good question. It's because one of my favourite defensive moves is the battle roll, and this action would be difficult to perform with additional armour. It is important that I remain nimble. Thanks for the question, Dan. Alex James has 2 questions. Number 1, is there truth to the rumour that Rod Stewart, Donovan and Tom Jones once threw together a concert to raise money for disenfranchised ex-minions on Eternia? Yes, but the event was a complete flop and was very poorly attended because nobody on Eternia wants to listen to that horrible shit. A total of 9 tickets were sold, 4 were subsequently refunded due to lack of interest, and of the remaining 5, 1 was a no-show and there were 2 complaints that the event was not a public execution. And question 2. Are Whiplash and Tinky Winky from the Teletubbies best of friends? No, Tinky Winky is a twat and nobody likes him. However, Whiplash is friends with Laa-Laa, and together they often go into town and smash up the public telephone booths. I am led to believe that this activity is Laa-Laa's idea. Thanks for the questions, Alex. Stephen Gray has 2 questions. Number 1, which of these 3 fiends is the creepiest? The Child Catcher, the Wicked Witch of the West, or Mr. Nosybonk? Oh, without a doubt, Mr. Nosybonk. That thing is the most nightmarish character in all of children's television. I have no doubt that many a childhood was scarred by this ghastly horror. I don't know what Thames Television executives were thinking when they allowed this onto our screens. And question 2. Which toy line has the most unfortunate name ever recorded? And is it Ring Raiders? Yes, I don't think I can beat that one. Well done. Thanks for the question, Stephen. Steve Jones has 2 questions for me. Number 1, as a villain, what motivates you the most in your quest for power and domination over Eternia? Well, I am driven to cause misery in everyone I encounter. I enjoy making children cry, and I strive to ensure that the mere mention of my name causes bowels to loosen in fear and apprehension. And question 2. How do you cope with the constant defeats at the hands of He-Man? Well, I usually blame everyone else for these failures, and I relieve my frustrations by beating the living shit out of Beastman. I also go to therapy on a Friday, which is both expensive and largely ineffective. Thanks for the question, Steve. Professional ninny Gerard O'Connor rounds out the episode with 2 questions about crying. Number 1, have you cried a lot during my absence? No, Gerard, I have cried for about 45 minutes per day as a result of your absence, which is a normal amount of crying. You can't embarrass me that easily. And question 2, do you secretly cry a lot over the fact that you need clothes pegs to stand upright? No, Gerard, that would be pathetic. I whimper and suck my thumb like a normal person, you ninny. I bet you feel sheepish now, you Burke. Right, that's the end of the episode. If you enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. I'd prefer if you didn't share the channel because I don't really want the secret to get out. However, please subscribe if you haven't done so already, and don't forget to leave me a comment or a question for next week. Right, I'm off to get involved in some monkey business. See you next time. Bye!
Get out of my sight before I beat you!